The first thing Xiao did after his rebirth was pour all his 2 billion assets into the game. Everyone thought Xiao had lost it, but what they didn't know was that this game would actually spill over into reality, and the stats gained in-game would affect his real body. So, Xiao didn't hesitate to sell off everything and became the first player to spend over 100 million. As the first to break that 100 million mark, Xiao unlocked the unique hidden profession, God of Wealth, and even got his first pet, a frog. Though this little frog couldn't fight, it helped Xiao climb the ranks to become the world's #1. In his past life after the game descended, monsters ran wild, world order collapsed, and reality turned to hell. Yet, even in that chaos, Jiangsun's richest playboy, Xiao, kept protecting his fiancé. Yinjing ran without hesitation. Xiao not only spent a fortune hiring 10 top experts to help her level up, but he also sold all his assets to buy her a legendary artifact. Whenever an opportunity or team came up, Xiao put her first. He poured his time, money, and effort into turning Yin Ran, who knew nothing, into one of the divine-level experts of the Dragon Nation. Xiao once believed true love would be met in kind, but he was so wrong. On the night of their engagement, she tore out his heart herself. Shenjin ran holding his still-beating heart, looking at him with nothing but scorn in her eyes. Xiao, did you really think money could buy my true heart? Did you think that giving me resources would let you blackmail me emotionally? You're wrong. I accepted your gifts, but that doesn't mean I accepted your feelings. I'm not that cheap. Everything I've achieved today is because of my own hard work step by step. The only person who truly understands my struggles in this world is Oh Hong. Now take your heart and give it to him. That way, when we're together, he can hear your heartbeat every day. Xiao, you are moved now. At that moment, Xiao's heart turned to ashes. No, Xiao didn't have a heart left. All those years of effort were just a one-sided wish. He thought he'd die from pain and cold, until fate stepped in and gave Xiao a second chance. When Xiao opened his eyes again, he found himself 1 week before the game's arrival. At that moment, Injin Suar looked at Xiao with disgust. Did you really think I needed your money? Let me tell you, Xiao, I only took your money to save your pride and face. Understand this, if you don't let me go, don't ever come looking for me again. Xiao snapped out of his thoughts, staring at the bank card in his hand. It had 200,000 on it. The money he'd planned to give Yinjin for this month's living expenses. Yinjin kept complaining, saying, "You have no idea the torment I went through accepting your money. People think I'm just after a trust fund, but they don't see that I did it all for your sake." Hearing this, Xiao slightly turned his head to look at her, thinking to himself, in my past life I was such a fool. How could I ever fall for a woman like her? If I were the old Xiao, hearing Yinjin run away and say she never wanted to see me again, I'd panic. I'd try explaining, begging her to take my money. But now Xiao pulled away and said coldly, "Get lost. I'm not giving you a cent." Chenjin froze, then said awkwardly, "Another trick? Fine. I'll accept your card this once, since you went through so much trouble." Xiao scolded her calmly. "Get lost now. Get out of my sight immediately." Hearing this, Yinjin ran off yelling, "You dare speak to me like that? You'll regret it." Xiao suddenly remembered he'd bought the shoes she was wearing. He lifted his foot and took them off. Yinjin ran off in a fury, cursing, "Xiao, don't think a few dirty pennies make you so great. You think this will make me bow down to you? Remember what you did from now on. Even if you kneel and beg me, I'll never care about you again." Xiao casually tossed Yinjin's high heels in the trash and coldly replied, "Well, thank God. I hope you never show your face around me again. If you can turn back time, do it." Thinking back, I was so stupid. How could I ever like someone like you? There's no time left to deal with that green tea bitch. Xiao decided to settle things with her later. Right now, he had something more important to do. Turn all his assets into cash and load them into the game. According to the current timeline, the Apocalypse beta test would start in a week, and the recharge system would open for just the first 10 minutes. Xiao had to gather enough funds before then. After getting home, he immediately called his cousin, Lin, and told her he planned to sell all his shares to her, on the condition that the deal must be completed within 6 months. 5 days after Yi Xiao's parents died in an accident 10 years ago. The billionaire company Bolon they built was almost entirely divided among family and friends. The only thing Yi Xiao had left was a small portion of shares and assets previously set aside for him, worth a total of about 2 billion. Right now, internal competition within the group was at its peak. Whoever got Yi Xiao's shares would gain more power in the company. That's why Yi Xiao was sure Yelin wouldn't hesitate for a second. A week later, when the Apocalypse beta test began, Yi Xiao immediately chose to enter the game. A flash of white light surrounded him as he was transported to the game's starting zone. His in-game name was the same as his previous life. Yi Xiao picked the Nightblade class. Next came the profession choice. Apocalypse had many starting careers like warrior, knight, mage, and farmer. But Yi Xiao went for the top pay-to-win, Beastmaster. In his past life, Yi Xiao had heard of a high-level guild in the Great Siake Kingdom. Relying on their numbers, they offended a god-level Beastmaster. In revenge, the Beastmaster unleashed his god-level pet, the Dark Wrath Dragon, wiping out the whole guild solo. Talasana was out of reach for any other profession. But while beasts were powerful, their downsides were obvious. Training and acquiring beasts cost a fortune, way beyond what an average player could afford. But for Ye Xiao, that wasn't even a factor. After setting everything, Ye Xiao hit recharge without hesitation, pumping 2 billion into the game. Dropping that much cash meant others would call Ye Xiao crazy, but he knew it was a sure win. Congratulations! As the first player to recharge over 100 million, the system unlocked the unique hidden profession reward. It's integrated automatically. Congrats! You've gained your second profession, God of Wealth. Before Ye Xiao could react, a flash of white light came down, and when it cleared, a frog appeared. The frog looked at Ye Xiao and said, "I didn't expect someone so young to unlock me. I'm Epsu, your wealth advisor." Hearing this, Ye Xiao was speechless. A frog as a wealth advisor? Did it sell financial products? Then the frog snapped its fingers, showing its stats. Primary talent, rolling wealth. Elviwa. The basic skill of the god of wealth is generating richness. Your carried gold increases by 1% daily. Pen and pinch. Elviwanne. As the god of wealth, you refuse to suffer any loss upon death. Your gold and items won't drop. Fortune without limits. Elviwan boosts your luck by 50, fitting the saying that money brings great wealth. Unmatched charisma. Elviwan makes even the ugliest look handsome and gives a 50k charisma boost if you're generous. Power of the god of wealth. Elviwan grants divine power, adding 1 random attribute point daily when you spend 1 million gold, up to 100. Ye Xiao read this and was stunned. As expected from a hidden class, it had many talents, though none were directly combat-related. Each symbolized wealth and prosperity, especially the rolling wealth talent, which increases your carried gold by 1% daily. With Ye Xiao's current 2 billion gold, that's an extra 2 million gold every day. Then there's the god of wealth power, letting him earn 20 attribute points free each day. What does that mean? This god of wealth class is way overpowered. Suppressing his excitement, Ye Xiao clicked immediately to enter the new B village. He was instantly teleported to the rookie village, number 9527 on the flower language map. In Apocalypse, players spawn randomly, and a few are born straight into the wild. Ye Xiao had planned to find some small monsters to level up, but instead, he found a large group of level 5 elite goblin warriors. How unlucky can I be with Ye Xiao's current strength? Should I fight or run? The frog shouted, "Fight my ass! Run! What are you waiting for?" The frog quickly reacted and slipped away. Just as Ye Xiao froze in shock, Ye Xiao saw this and quickly ran toward the main city. When they entered the city, a group of players gave Ye Xiao strange looks. Did someone really pick the Beastmaster class? Yeah, I never expected that. And the beast is a frog. This Beastmaster is hilarious. He tamed a frog. Hearing these mocking words, Xiao left. He immediately snapped angrily. "Your beast is a frog. Your whole family is a frog." Ignoring the players, Xiao walked straight to the heart of the main city. While there were tons of beast masters for sale, Xiao found them completely uninteresting. That's because Xiao's true goal was a hidden dungeon in a new bee village, where a dragon's lair held a god-level beast egg. Of course, with Xiao's current strength, rushing in recklessly would be suicide, so he needed to prepare. Soon, Xiao arrived in front of a magnificent palace, the Supreme Hall. It was a powerful apocalypse faction with countless god-level NPCs. After reaching level 100, players could unlock the final job promotion and get a Lord's Letter that allowed hiring these mighty NPCs. Xiao was only level 1, so naturally, the gatekeeper stopped him. "A great archmage. Young man, this isn't a place for you to train alone before you get the City Lord's introduction letter. The gates of the Supreme Hall will open for you then." Xiao smiled faintly. "Even though I don't have the letter. Dear great archmage, it seems you lost something a while ago. I'm here to return it." With a wave of his hand, countless shining gold coins poured down like a golden waterfall, piling up quickly into a small mound right in front of him. The sight lit up the archmage's eyes. "Now that you mention it, I did lose a bunch of gold coins some time ago. Thank you for returning them. The Supreme VIP Hall is on the top floor. Please follow me." As expected, the money worked wonders, and Xiao smirked knowingly. Jesse quickly entered the hall, where dozens of night puppets around level 100 stood on both sides. Just one of those would be enough to dominate the newbie village, but they still couldn't catch Xiao 11. Xiao went deeper into the chamber and soon found a fierce warrior in armor. Xiao immediately said, "I need to hire a god-level guard." The Blood Fury warrior was momentarily stunned. "A god as my guard? That's incredibly rare. How could I hire one?" Xiao calmly waved his finger. 1 billion per day. Hearing that, the warrior went blank. After a moment, he reconsidered and said, "Normally that's impossible, but rules are made by people. I know a god-level sorcerer who could help." A god-level sorcerer offers the best balance of defense, protection, and attack power. For Xiao's current level, this was undoubtedly the best choice. After signing the contract and making the payment, the Blood Fury warrior summoned the god-level sorcerer. The next moment, a red light flashed, and the seductive sorceress appeared in the hall. "I'm Tori, a sorceress bound by contract. For the next 24 hours, I'm at your command. Speak up. What do you need? I'll fulfill your every request." Xiao quickly checked her info but found no details available. "Greetings, sir. Xiao has hired you mainly to tackle a tough dungeon." Tori smiled faintly, unconcerned. "What other tough dungeons are there in the newbie village? Do you want to kill the Goblin King or wipe out his whole family? I can handle them all with a flick of my hand. No time to waste." Xiao said as he moved without delay, letting her out of the Supreme Hall. Every second counted. On the way to the dragon's lair, they ran into the goblin warriors who'd been chasing Xiao earlier. Tori calmly raised her hand and snapped her fingers, casting a fireball spell. In an instant, the goblins were engulfed by fierce damage. Seeing this, Xiao couldn't help but exclaim, "That's some damage?" Like calling someone out and smashing their house. Players fleeing from the goblin warriors were stunned. "Did I just see that right? That guy's got a sorceress with him? The damage is insane. They must have hired a high-level NPC, and she's beautiful." After dealing with the goblin warriors, a series of system notifications sounded. "Dean, congrats, you've leveled up to LV10 and earned attribute points to distribute." "Dean, you're the first player from the newbie village to hit level 10. You're awarded attribute points." Global announcement, player Xiao has leveled up to LV10. The level ranking is now live. The announcement echoed in every player's mind, repeating 3 times before fading. At that moment, every beta tester of Apocalypse stopped in their tracks, eyes wide with amazement. Just one day, and there's already a level 10. In the global ranking, aside from Xiao, the rest of the board was completely empty. Only 6 hours remained until the official start of the apocalypse, and most players were still stuck at level 1. Even the best, who trusted their ghostly moves and amazing skills, were only at level 3, and their experience hadn't even reached halfway to the next level. Plus, none of them had ever heard of Xiao. It seemed like a new strong competitor had emerged. Things were getting exciting. At that moment, Xiao was unaware of other players' thoughts as he and Hitori headed to the dragon's lair. Xiao stood before a huge rock and gently pressed his hand against it. With a roar, the rock immediately trembled, and a huge burst of energy shattered it to pieces. A dark hole appeared, and a system notification sounded. Dean, you have entered the hidden dragon lair. This area is extremely dangerous. Please leave immediately. In the previous timeline, someone activated a hidden level 100 quest to explore the dragon's lair. After successfully returning to the newbie village, they found this mysterious hidden dungeon. Unfortunately, the berserker who found the dungeon couldn't clear it and even died inside. But according to video recordings they sent, the dungeon contained an incredibly valuable dragon egg that attracted countless players, though no one had ever completed the quest. As a result, the dragon's lair became known as an impossible hidden dungeon. After hearing Xiao's story, Tori's face was full of surprise. You're not seriously trying to steal the dragon egg, are you? Don't tell me you're messing with me. Even I can't say for sure I could beat a dragon. Xiao chuckled and praised her gaze. It's just a dragon. Mistress Tori, the powerful sorceress, can take it down in seconds. No big deal. Tori looked and immediately froze in place. It was a radiant 5th level Holy Judgment Dragon. A level 3 dragon could destroy an entire guild. But this Holy Judgment Dragon was one of the most elite among dragons. We don't even have a 110,000 to 1 chance of winning. I'm out of here. I'm backing out first. Seeing her about to leave, Xiao quickly spoke to Sister Tori. I'll double your cut. Tori waved her hand and sighed in frustration. It won't make a difference. It's not that I don't want the cut. I just can't beat it. Xiao pleaded anxiously, tripling the cut. Help me. Wait 3 minutes. Once the time's up, you can run. Tori hesitated but agreed for the money. All right, I'll risk my life for this. I'll hold it off for you, but only for 3 minutes. Tori waved her hand, casting puffs over Xiao. Ding! You've received the blessing of the God of Life. Your health doubles. Ding! The God of Agility blesses you. Agility doubles. Ding! The God of Strength's blessing doubles your strength. Approaching the dragon, the tension rose. The huge creature, over 100 meters long, opened its eyes in the next moment. The entire lair began to shake violently, and a powerful dragon roar echoed through the sky. Tori jumped into the air and unleashed a prepared skill. Ice Arrow, she shouted. Creature Yubal, if this was any other time, I'd show some mercy. But for these 3 minutes, even a dragon must kneel. Frozen arrows rained down, bombarding the dragon. The beast immediately entered a rage, exploiting the brief distraction. Xiao burst forward and reached the deepest part of the lair. It was a small cave with a dragon egg. The egg was half the size of a person. It stood in the center, surrounded by a faint glow. Xiao gently touched the dragon egg, silently praying, Please don't fixate on me, or my life will end instantly. Just then, Tori's urgent shout came from nearby. 1.5 minutes left. I can barely hold on. Hearing this, Xiao grabbed the dragon egg, though his strength was limited. He sighed. This dragon egg is really heavy. Then he shouted, Rana, give me a hand. Rana, hands in pockets, replied, I've never done sneaky stuff like this before. No sooner had he said this than a tremendous oppressive force suddenly fell on them. Xiao quickly looked up and realized the dragon had spotted him. He could no longer afford to be cautious. Grabbing the dragon egg, he ran toward the cave entrance. Luckily, the dragon was still tangled with Tori, so it couldn't attack Xiao yet. Tori, furious and clearly at his limit, unleashed his innermost power. Dragon's flame breath. Just as Xiao successfully escaped the cave, Tori's face drained of color. Seeing this, he immediately abandoned the fight and gave chase. The dragon fiercely pursued us, spitting wildly scorching flames. yet it couldn't cross the protective barrier at the cave's entrance. After a tense chase, Xiao and the others managed to steal the dragon egg without any major issues. Panting heavily and exhausted, Tori's eyes looked unfocused, clearly drained from the intense ordeal. "Almost out of magic," he muttered. "Brat, if this dragon egg hatches into a 5th stage dragon, all this effort will have been worth it. By the way, don't forget to transfer the commission." Xiao opened the trade window without hesitation and transferred the commission. "Thanks for your hard work, Master Tori. 300 million gold coins, all yours." Tori was elated. Even as a god-level being, earning 300 million gold coins was no small feat. Ding, Tori's affection for you has increased. Current affection level, 60. Xiao immediately stared at the dragon egg he'd risked so much to steal, silently praying. Now came the moment of the contract. He hoped nothing strange would hatch. Otherwise, the 300 million gold would be wasted. Everything hinged on this. Gently, Xiao placed his hand on the egg to initiate the contract. The shell cracked open right away, revealing a pale blue hatchling. It wasn't very big, barely half a meter long. Seeing the dragonling, Xiao couldn't help but feel puzzled. The color looks dull. Could it be that the radiant dragon has disguised itself? Xiao hurried to check the hatchling's stats and was stunned at what he found. This tiny, seemingly insignificant creature was actually a mythical sky dragon of high level. Not only did it start with maxed out 500 attribute points, but it also had terrifying talents and skills. This wasn't just a pet. It was like carrying around a living boss. It's no exaggeration to say that even if all the Apocalypse players gathered now, they wouldn't be enough to take this little guy on. After studying the stats, Xiao couldn't help but grin widely. The hatchling's growth potential was off the charts. If it grew to adulthood, its destructive power would be unimaginable. Xiao leaned in and gently rubbed the little creature's head. Seeing its dull gray look, he decided, "From now on, we'll call you Little Gray." Luckily, it seemed friendly towards Xiao and didn't resist. Then Xiao noticed a badge on the frog's hand. Xiao picked up the badge from the dragon's lair and examined it closely. It was a wild chapter level item, Celestial Annihilation. It boosted all stats by 10% and had a unique passive skill, Savage Strength, that increased critical strike chance by 20% and doubled critical damage. Its Savage Execution skill could deal 1.0% true mental damage, triggering when the target's HP fell below 20% with a 10-day cooldown. Xiao froze. This was insanely powerful, unlike anything he'd seen before. Without hesitation, he strapped it on, ignoring the creature's protests. 0.00% true mental damage to the target. If the target's HP falls below 20%, this effect triggers with a 10-day guaranteed cooldown. Xiao froze when reading the badge's stats. This was insanely powerful. It was the first time Xiao had seen an item this high level, Celestial Annihilation level. Gear only found in legends. Without hesitation, Xiao strapped the badge on, ignoring the frog's protests. System notification, hidden quest unlocked. The Forbidden Executor. Not even the mighty Savage King escaped abyssal annihilation. As the wild chapter's bearer, you must seek the truth. Mission: find a savage fawn. Xiao paused at the notice. What's a savage fawn? Never heard of it. But Torai seemed to know more. She said it's a divine-level assassin dagger made from Bisa bee's teeth, known for its massive burst potential. Looks like the wild chapter and the savage fawn are somehow linked. The savage fawn is probably still on the abyssal continent. You'll have to leave the newbie village first to continue the quest. As soon as he finished speaking, an alert sounded. Player Xiao, your daily playtime limit has been reached. You'll be forcibly logged out. Seeing Xiao about to leave, Dory laughed and said, I didn't expect a hidden dungeon in the newbie village to take this long. Well, I'm heading back to the Supreme Hall for now. If you need anything, come find me. Just make sure you got enough gold. Alright Tori, see you later. After saying goodbye to Tori, Xiao logged out since Doomsday was still in beta and not fully integrated with reality. But Xiao needed a break. His body couldn't take much more. Once offline, Xiao opened his computer and browsed gaming forums. At that moment, Doomsday had taken the top spot with heated discussions everywhere. This ultimate virtual world experience, with total freedom, had drawn countless players. Rumors about Ye Xiao's identity had started to spread, sparking wild speculation about who he really was. Right then, Xiao's phone buzzed with a message from Yinjin Doran. "Ye Xiao, I'm giving you a chance. Come to Bihua Hospital now and bring some food for Zhou Hong. He's hospitalized. Also pay his medical bills for that last issue. Let's pretend it never happened." Ye Xiao muttered, "Damn it, almost forgot." Frustrated, he immediately blocked and deleted all of Yinjin's contacts. Meanwhile, at Beiwa Hospital, Zhou Hong lay in bed, smirking at Yinjin Ran. "Ye Xiao is crazy about you. Just say the word and he'll come running." At that moment, a doctor entered and said, "Patient in room 17 can be discharged early if he pays the bills. This hospital is overwhelmed with patients suffering organ failure, all of whom, like you, played a game called Doomsday. We're facing a shortage of beds." Chenjin ran off. Hearing this, he shouted angrily, "What do you mean? The real shortage isn't beds. It's our lives. Us worthless poor folks." Su Hong waved his hand, frowning. "Enough!" Jin ran off. "Stop shouting. This game isn't a joke. I'm going to check out and keep playing. You've got the money, so go ahead and cover my hospital bills for now." Yin Yin snapped back. "I don't have money. Pay up my allowance this month." Zhou Hong was shocked, eyes wide. "Didn't Ye Xiao give you 200,000 every month?" Yin Yin rushed over, distressed. "How am I supposed to know he only has a little money? Does he really think throwing cash at me will win me over? I feel sick every time I see him." Su Hong patiently tried to console her. "If Jinran sends Ye Xiao another message asking for money, I'll start a doomsday game study. That amount isn't much for him, but it's crucial for us." Yin Jin smirked confidently. "Don't worry, when he comes I'll just say a few kind words, and Ye Xiao will gladly give us the money." But he had no idea that Ye Xiao was completely uninterested in them and was sound asleep in bed. He didn't get up until the next day to log into the game. Unlike the calm atmosphere the day before, the newbie village 9527 was buzzing with players, all drawn by heated debates on the forums. Level 1 area. Level up from 3 to 1. Need a priest. Don't come if you lack experience. A priest. The top players from the Glory Guild were leading a team. Currently, an elite group ranging from 8 to 1. Players level 2 or higher came here. Shouts echoed everywhere, and the village was many times livelier than before, except for a few overly confident experts. Most players were too scared to level up solo, choosing instead to team up for efficiency. Watching all this, Ye Xiao couldn't help but feel this was the real state of the Doomsday game. Damn that level 10 number 1 on the leaderboard. How the hell did this guy level up so fast, bro? Wanna team up? We've got tons of hot girls here, super hot. Can you carry us? I'll even show you my black stockings. The moment Ye Xiao showed up, chaos broke out. Despite deliberately wearing a veil to hide his face, the dazzling level 10 badge above his head drew hundreds of friend requests. His screen quickly flooded with requests, and seeing the overwhelming flood, Ye Xiao immediately felt a headache and dashed toward the city gates. He had to level up fast and get out of newbie village. Seeing his urgency, a few players quickly followed him, saying, "Keep up with the pro. He knows where to level up fast." Ye Xiao, with the baby dragon and frog in tow, hurried toward the village outskirts, followed by players eager to catch the action. But the area Ye Xiao headed to had monsters as fierce as level 5 elite mobs. Once these monsters locked onto someone, survival chances were next to none. So, no one dared to risk it. They could only watch Ye Xiao take off, feeling powerless as the players chasing him fell behind one by one. Ye Xiao finally reached the trial temple, where players faced the level 10 ascension test. A silver-armored guard stood before the temple, surprised to see Ye Xiao. He clearly hadn't expected someone to hit level 10 so fast and asked, "Where's your team?" Ye Xiao shook his head and said, "I don't need teammates. I'm taking the test alone." The guard frowned. "Young man, I must warn you, even the easiest ascension test is far tougher than you think. Don't waste your life. Ye Xiao accepted the challenge and entered the test. Xiao smiled and waved. Don't worry, I've got plenty of life left. Seeing Ye Xiao's resolve, the guard nodded. All right, adventurer. Choose your trial difficulty. A virtual panel appeared with options. Normal, nightmare, hard, purgatory, abyss. Ye Xiao calmly pointed to abyss. Instantly, the teleportation array buzzed, and a white light surrounded him. Ye Xiao was instantly transported to a dense forest, scanning his surroundings. He quickly summoned Xiao Wei, who wasn't very big but was a mythical level beast. Its small size actually gave Ye Xiao more confidence as they entered the dense forest together. Thank you. Suddenly, with a roar, a massive figure blocked their path. It was the brutal level 10 snow wolf, with unknown attributes and skills. A strange creature from the abyss, it had the power to destroy anything. Seeing it fix its gaze on Ye Xiao, a weight crushed his chest. To his surprise, he was faced with a mutated snow wolf right from the start. This was beyond intense. With 5,000 health points, not even an assassin stood a chance. Just those terrifying stats alone could easily wipe out a level 10 elite team equipped with silver. And who knew what twisted skills this creature might possess? The worst part was the word strange in its name, meaning the brutal snow wolf was an aberrant creature. If a player was killed by it, their real life would be erased. Ye Xiao quickly commanded Xiao Wei to handle it. Ready for battle, Xiao Wei instantly became a blur in the air and appeared right in front of the brutal snow wolf. Though Xiao Wei was tiny compared to the nearly 2-meter tall wolf, as a mythical level beast and a celestial dragon, he had the upper hand facing such a massive foe. Xiao Wei opened his mouth and breathed a wave of blazing flames. A red damage number floated over the brutal snow wolf's head. Seizing the moment, Xiao Wei slashed with his dragon claws, leaving multiple afterimages with a skill combo. The brutal snow wolf's health plummeted, dropping below half. But suddenly, the wolf's eyes turned blood red, and its fur bristled as it entered a frenzy state. The rapid drop in health triggered its rage mode, greatly boosting all its stats and doubling its health regeneration speed. Just in time, Ye Xiao immediately commanded Xiao Wei to unleash the power of the dragon. Xiao Wei let out a howl to the sky, though it was a bit high-pitched. The forced stun effect for 1.5 seconds broke the berserk state of the brutal snow wolf. Taking advantage of this brief moment of control, Xiao Wei spat another fiery burst, dealing terrifying damage that knocked down the mutant boss completely. The brutal snow wolf never had the chance to activate its skills. It wasn't that it wasn't strong, but the combination of the dragon's long-distance breath and dragon power was just too overwhelming. Congratulations! You've successfully killed the mutant boss, the brutal snow wolf. Your pet Xiao Wei has reached level 4. Seeing the notification, Ye Xiao couldn't help but feel euphoric. He then opened Xiao Wei's stats panel. The massive XP from slaying the level 10 mutant boss had caused Xiao Wei to level up 4 times, with a huge boost to his stats, even unlocking a new skill, Dragon Fangs. After closing the panel, Ye Xiao approached the brutal snow wolf's corpse and confirmed his luck was good. Besides over 1,000 gold coins, 2 pieces of Dagafon Blood Wolf gear had dropped. Dark gold level effect, unidentified. A snow wolf bow, also dark gold level, unidentified. Ye Xiao smiled. 2 dark gold level pieces of gear. Mutant bosses definitely had great loot. Just as he was about to put the gear in storage, a saber-toothed black tiger suddenly sprang from the dense forest. It was another mutant boss, even stronger in stats than the brutal snow wolves. Ye Xiao quickly gave the order. Xiao Wei charged fearlessly at the black tiger, ready for this new battle. Exhausted, Ye Xiao collapsed to the ground, letting out a long sigh. Had he known it'd be this draining, he wouldn't have soloed this dungeon. His legs were giving out, but his efforts weren't wasted. His inventory now held 2 new pieces, Tiger's Shield and Obsidian Blade. He glanced at the gear and smiled. If you sell these in town, they'll give you a good chunk of gold. But Jesse shook his head firmly. refusing to go back. "The boss is right ahead, and I came here to take him down." The flame was stunned. "Are you kidding? You've probably killed a lot of monsters, but Xiao is only level 7. Are you really sure you can handle a boss?" Without hesitation, Ye Xiao pressed on, heading straight to the corrupted boss's lair. In his past life, in the Abyss trial, the final boss was only a Lord-level enemy. With Grito Hui's current strength and his own support, taking down a Lord-level boss would be a breeze. Standing before the massive stone doors, Ye Xiao paused for a moment, took a deep breath, and slowly pushed them open. The heavy stone doors creaked as they parted, unleashing a cold breath that swept toward him. A dimly lit corridor stretched into the abyss, with a suffocating, oppressive aura. "Cursed adventurer, you've fallen into the abyss. This area is extremely dangerous. Leave immediately." The sharp, piercing system alert blared repeatedly, echoing like a restricted zone alarm warning of an imminent threat. Ye Xiao ignored it, moving down the dark corridor until he reached the large hall at its end. He looked up, his expression unreadable, and murmured, "In my past life I was a proud man bound by love and emotion. But in this life I am the emissary of the abyss, the strongest force of the apocalypse. Call me Ye Xiao, let me fully embrace the abyss." Boom, on the throne. A dormant figure suddenly opened its eyes, black pupils like coal. Like devouring black holes, they unleashed pressure that filled the grand hall. Abyss Wanderer. King level boss, level 10 physical, 5000 spirit, 5000 innate skill, unknown abilities. Xiao. Its pupils shifted, recalling a past life. Once a Lord level boss, now a level 5000 spirit king. Purely magical, with no strength or agility. That meant it had no normal attacks, but if even one of its spells hit, death was guaranteed. Ye Xiao quickly regained his composure. His mind raced as he devised a battle strategy. "Xiao, don't use your skills recklessly. Wait for my orders at all times. This thing is incredibly slow, but if it hits, it kills instantly. Keep moving and never stay in one place too long." Xiao let out a low growl. His eyes burned with battle intent. This little proud dragon beast usually had an air of indifference, but in battle he was unshakably obedient, never letting up for a moment. The next instant, Xiao sprang into action, charging at full speed toward the Abyss Wanderer. Meanwhile, Ye Xiao hung back, directing Xiao to weave quick and unpredictable movements around the Wanderer. Repeatedly, he ordered Xiao to prevent the Wanderer from successfully casting any skill. His plan was clear: use speed and agility to wear down the colossal foe. Suddenly, the Wanderer stopped spinning and slowly turned its head, locking its icy gaze straight on Ye Xiao. A chilling spark flickered in its eyes. Ye Xiao's heart tightened. He realized instantly the Wanderer ignored Xiao completely and had set its sights on him. Instead of raising its staff, the Wanderer's vast soul energy surged through the air, ready to strike Ye Xiao directly. Both Ye Xiao and the flame sensed the danger immediately and wasted no time dodging. Ye Xiao noticed the Wanderer's attacks focused solely on him. As he frantically dodged, he shouted, "Zhao Wei, do something! Help me!" Under the relentless barrage of attacks, Ye Xiao barely held on. "Damn it! I can't take this much longer." Seeing his master under siege, Zhao Wei let out a fierce roar. His eyes blazed wildly as he charged powerfully forward. He opened his massive jaws, unleashing all his stored dragon breath. A raging inferno aimed straight at the Abyss Wanderer. Boom! A massive explosion rocked the battlefield, dealing critical damage all around. The vagabond let out an agonizing scream. His massive body shook violently. His HP bar finally hit 0. Amid the roaring flames, his form slowly crumbled before collapsing, defeated on the ground. Dean, congratulations. You've successfully killed the Abyss Trial boss. Your beast, Xiao, has leveled up to 10. Dean, as the first adventurer to clear the Abyss Trial, you've been awarded +5 to all attributes. A pleasant system notification rang out in Ye Xiao's ears. He let out a long sigh, finally releasing the tension in his chest. Now that the danger was gone, he had time to chat with the flame. Once again, he smiled with satisfaction. "Coward, you were running for your life just a moment ago." The flame replied, Coward, you were faster than me. Jokes aside, Xiao quickly headed to the vagabond's corpse, eager to check what loot had dropped. At the same time, the game system broadcast a world announcement. Global announcement player Xiao from the great nation of Xia has successfully passed the Abyss level advancement trial, becoming the first adventurer to complete this challenge. He has been granted the legendary title, Emissary of the Abyss. Countless players froze, unable to process what they had just heard. Level advancement trial? What the hell is that? Could this be a world-first clearance announcement? Wait, someone passed a trial, and it was Abyss level. The player who made the world first clear is from Great Xia. One player turned to his companion and whispered, "He's the only one on the leaderboard. This guy's not ordinary." Xiao looked him up. The player known as Xiao quickly analyzed the data, finding the player ID 95227 from the rookie village, and figured out Xiao was from Jianin. Hearing this, the man's expression changed. He immediately ordered his men to send people to Jianing to dig up everything they could about him. Zhou Hong stared at the global rankings, slapping his thigh in excitement. Wow, it's only day 2 and someone's already hit level 10. And they're from our rookie village. If we can get close to this pro, we'll be set for life once we're strong enough. Even the second-tier rich like Contra Como Xiao will have to look up to us. After saying that, Zhou Hong suddenly remembered something and frowned. Wait, didn't I tell you to contact Xiao to help us level up? He's rich and a gaming expert. Yin rolled her eyes, flipping her hair with disdain. Go ahead if you want. I don't care, I'm not that desperate. She grabbed Zhou Hong's hand eagerly. Forget Xiao. This is our moment. I've never played before. Hurry, teach me. Zhou Hong sighed but agreed, thinking about leveling up fast. Meanwhile, Xiao stared at the tiny fragment in his hand, stunned. After all that effort, just this small piece? System. You've got an Abyss stone fragment. Grade unknown. Unidentifiable. Xiao frowned, confused like never before. I had never heard of this item before. Still, he didn't dwell on it. He could always sort it out later. Right now, he'd passed the trial, meaning he could finally leave the rookie village and head to the main city. The gatekeeper's eyes popped wide open when he saw Xiao walk out unscathed. Impossible, absolutely impossible. Someone actually cleared the trial solo, and at Abyss level. Xiao stayed calm. He just said, enough talk. Contact the main city. I'm leaving this rookie village. The gatekeeper wasted no time and immediately contacted the main city, just as ordered. Then, he spoke respectfully. Honorable warrior, congratulations on completing the trial. You are now granted the guide token, allowing you free entry and exit from the main city. Additionally, as a reward for completing the Abyss level advancement trial, you will receive an epic item, the Valor Badge. Epic level Valor Badge, symbol of true courage. It's only awarded to those who pass the infernal level trials. This is the highest honor of the Empire. Basic attributes, +20 charm, +3 valor. The power passive triggers when HP falls below 30%, boosting strength by 10% for 1 minute. With his new rewards in hand, Xiao, along with Xiao Wei and Layama, finally entered the main city. Soon, they arrived at a new zone, Windleaf City. Looking around the nearly empty city square, Xiao sighed. So calm compared to my past life. This place was once packed with hundreds of players waiting in line. Does arriving early really make a difference? He decided to find the master beast tamer, Gerard. Lien, always confused, said, "You're already a beast tamer. Why do you need to see the master?" Jesse didn't answer directly but gave a mysterious smile. "You'll find out soon." Not long after, he found Gerard and spoke firmly. "Master, I want to change my class." But Gerard waved him off impatiently. "Want to change class? Go bother someone else, kid. Don't waste my time." But Xiao stood firm, his voice steady. "I want to switch to the hidden class, emissary." "That's not something just anyone can do," Gerard said, staring him down seriously. "You think anyone can become an emissary? Prove your worth outside the city. Those damn demon wolves, bring me 100 of their eyes. Then we'll talk." Gerard issued the quest. Eyes of the Demon Wolves. Kill 100 elite demon wolf monsters and bring their eyes back to Gerard. Ye Xiao looked surprised and asked, "How did you know about the hidden class quest here?" Looking at the system notification, he smiled satisfied and replied coldly, "I'm not foolish enough to waste time killing 100 elite monsters." Hearing this, Gerard scoffed. "Ah, useless coward! If you can't even handle this, get lost and stop wasting my time." Ye Xiao, unfazed by the insult, just smiled. "I don't need to kill demon wolves. I have proof. It's my strength." With a casual move, he pulled out the epic tier item, the Badge of Valor, freezing Gerard's expression. His pupils shrank as shock flashed across his face. His attitude changed instantly and he exclaimed, "Incredible! Someone so young actually passed an infernal level advancement test." Ye Xiao laughed and corrected him. "It's an epic tier Badge of Valor, not infernal level, abyss level." Gerard raised an eyebrow. "How big was your team?" "Passing an abyss level test isn't something anyone can do." Ye Xiao smiled proudly. "Just me, no teammates." Gerard immediately put on an exaggerated look of admiration. "Ah, just as I suspected the moment I laid eyes on you. I knew you were a dragon among men, an absolute prodigy." Gerard rolled his eyes hard, thinking this guy changes tone faster than flipping a page. He wasn't about to let it slide. He folded his arms and mocked him. "Oh, first impression. Hey, weren't you just calling me a worthless nobody who wasn't fit to be a beast speaker?" Gerard chuckled awkwardly, then cautiously added, "Actually, I have a small request. I'd love to see what kind of beast could conquer an abyss level test, no doubt about it." Ye Xiao nodded and called Xiao Wei. The moment Xiao Wei appeared, Gerard froze in pure shock. His eyes widened in disbelief. He never imagined he'd see a divine tier beast in person. And not just any beast, but a young dragon. This was beyond his wildest dreams. "Thanks." But Ye Xiao was more focused on his class change. He immediately asked, "Can I officially become a beast speaker today?" Gerard, however, solemnly shook his head. "Not today. Beast speaker isn't worthy of a beast like yours. Instead, I'll introduce you to someone. The real chief beast tamer." With that, Gerard handed Ye Xiao a recommendation letter. "Follow the address here, go to the royal capital, and meet the chief beast tamer. He'll give you the real answer." As Ye Xiao took the letter, a system notification popped up. "Din, you've triggered the hidden class quest. Whispers of the targeted dragon. Travel to the royal capital and find the real chief beast tamer, the Flame." He sighed deeply and shook his head with a hint of envy. "Lucky bastard," he muttered. "A hidden class all to himself." Ye Xiao furrowed his brow, remembering that the true Beastmaster was far away in the royal capital, tied up with even more urgent matters. The curious Flame tilted its head and asked softly, "So, what will you do now?" Ye Xiao smiled confidently, ready to embark on yet another secret quest. The Flame blinked in surprise and asked, "How do you know about so many hidden missions like this?" With a knowing look, Ye Xiao led the Flame toward a grand, imposing castle, where they finally found the person he was looking for. The moment the Flame saw the woman in front of them, her first thought was, "Wait, are you seriously planning to sell your Ye Xiao?" She rolled her eyes and cut him off, quiet. "This is Lady Chiarelli, the widow of the former city lord, a rich and charming noblewoman." Just as Ye Xiao was about to approach, the guard stopped him. Unfazed, he spoke respectfully. "Honorable Lady Chiarelli, why do you always seem worried? Have you encountered any difficulties? Maybe I can help." Lady Chiarelli sighed softly, admitting she'd lost something very dear. If it were found, she'd be truly grateful. Ye Xiao accepted the quest and a system notification appeared. Lady Chiarelli's request to recover the beautiful flower. Logically, it should be in the garden or outside the city. Yet instead of going there, Ye Xiao wandered aimlessly through the city with the Flame, who frowned in confusion. "Aren't we supposed to be looking for a flower? Why are we wandering the city?" Ye Xiao gave a knowing smile. "The flower Lady Chiarelli wants isn't just any flower." Without hesitation, Ye Xiao headed straight to the item shop, confidently stating, "The Lady Flower Sire wants is here." He entered the store and asked the clerk, "Do you sell treasure chests?" The clerk smiled warmly, a customer with an eye for quality. "Our treasure chests can hold prehistoric dragon bones, epic staffs. What price range are you looking for?" Jesse Ayo waved his hand dismissively. "The priciest one." The clerk's eyes lit up as he took out the highest level treasure chest in the store. It cost 10,000 gold coins, but Xiao just shook his head. One's not enough. With a flick of his wrist, he threw a bag of gold on the counter. I'll take them all, every high-level treasure chest you've got. The clerk froze for a moment, but Xiao urged impatiently. Didn't you hear me? I said all of them, open and ready. The clerk handed the first chest to Xiao. He opened it to find a bronze double-bladed axe inside. Another chest held a large healing potion. In one, there was a bread that could grow in size. Half an hour later, he had opened 99 chests. The clerk hesitated before reminding him. Honored customer, you've opened 99 chests. This is the last one. Xiao didn't hesitate this time. It has to be the flower Lady Chiarelli wants. Sure enough, inside was a single exquisite floral system notification. A beautiful flower. Though its purpose remains a mystery, Xiao picked it up with a faint smile on his lips. He turned around, ready to give it to Lady Chiarelli. Meanwhile, Lady Chiarelli relaxed in a hot bath, her voice soft as she asked her maid, Lise, do you think someone will find that flower for me? Lise chuckled gently and replied, Of course, milady. With your charm, luck is always on your side. Just then, another maid hurried in, an anxious look on her face. Milady, there's a young man outside asking to see you, and he's brought the flower you wanted. Lady Chiarelli's eyes widened, and she stood up abruptly. She never thought anyone would find it. Seeing Xiao, she wasted no time and asked, Young man, did you really find what I was looking for? Xiao smiled, presenting a small box with a slight bow, a genuine treasure for a truly beautiful lady. Please take a look. Lady Chiarelli opened the box eagerly, and her face lit up with joy when she saw the exquisite flower inside. Looking at Xiao warmly, she said, Young man, you've done me a great favor. What kind of reward would you like? Money or a rare artifact? But Xiao just shook his head calmly and replied, I'm not interested in money or artifacts. Hearing this, Lady Chiarelli chuckled softly, her eyes playful as she said, Then I guess I'll have to offer myself as a reward. Xiao froze, his heart racing. He never expected Lady Chiarelli to say something so bold in broad daylight. Not wanting any misunderstandings, he quickly cleared his throat and said firmly, Milady, I actually have a request. I hope you can help me obtain official citizenship. Just as Xiao felt his face flush and a nosebleed threatened, a system notification popped up. Dean, due to your noble actions and exceptional charm, Lady Chiarelli's affection for you has increased by 20 points. Lady Chiarelli smiled, her tone casual. Official citizenship is just a formality. She told her maid to prepare the documents and seal them. Seizing the moment, Xiao added, Milady, I have another request. I'm planning to buy a property in Wingleaf City and settle down. Lady Chiarelli took the map Xiao gave her and studied it carefully. Investing in real estate, choosing stability over wandering. It's a wise choice. But when her eyes landed on the marked spot, she slightly frowned. Why? The West District. That area isn't exactly prime real estate. Yet, Xiao's expression remained steady. I've made up my mind. I want land in the West District. I'd appreciate your help getting in touch with the local real estate agents there. Seeing his unwavering resolve, Lady Chiarelli simply nodded. Very well, I'll arrange it. Meanwhile, the flame was completely baffled. Are you insane? The West District is the wealthiest part of town. Why waste money there? But Xiao's gaze darkened slightly. His choice wasn't without reason. Soon, Gwynleaf would face an unprecedented invasion of creepy, monstrous creatures. Under the relentless attack, the current lord of the city would fall, and the East District would be wiped out, reduced to mere ruins. However, the West District, due to its low population and lack of major attractions, would go unnoticed by the invading forces, suffering minimal damage. Over time, as the city rebuilt, the West District would rise as Windleaf's new commercial and strategic hub, housing key centers like trade hubs, military bases, and academic institutions. That's why Xiao smiled to himself, securing his future ahead of everyone else. This is how true profits are made. I never make bad investments. The staff respectfully informed Xiao. Your Excellency, the property deed you purchased is ready. It includes 340 residences and 184 shops for a total of 120 million gold coins. When would you like to make the payment? Xiao gave a slight smile. calm and collected, and said, "For so many properties, just 100 million gold coins. The price isn't expensive, rather it's ridiculously cheap. I can pay right now." Then Lady Chiarelli elegantly took a document from her bosom and handed it to him, saying, "This is the citizenship you requested." Xiao took the paper, feeling a thrill in his chest. He hadn't expected to become a citizen of Windleaf City so quickly. Lady Chiarelli chuckled softly. "I should correct you, Your Excellency. This isn't just citizenship of Windleaf City, but first-class citizenship of the vast empire." Xiao froze in place. Looking down, he held a long imperial citizenship certificate. What did first-class citizenship mean? Suddenly he understood. Liu couldn't help but be amazed. Is this a joke? First-class citizen status in the vast empire isn't something even many princes leading mighty armies get. You're truly lucky. Xiao suddenly reacted, his heart pounding. He turned to look at Lady Chiarelli, surprise flashing in his eyes. Could it be? Could it be that you're actually a member of the royal family? Lady Chiarelli gave a soft smile, her eyes twinkling with playful mischief. Why can't I be part of the royal family? Xiao quickly complimented her. No wonder you carry yourself like royalty in everything you do. It's no surprise you have such a unique identity. By the way, madam, do you know the royal beast master? A serious look flashed across Lady Chiarelli's eyes as she asked cautiously. Are you referring to Uncle Esti? What do you want with him? Xiao smiled faintly, his tone sincere. I just want to learn about the tasks related to the Imperial Beastmaster profession. If I get the chance to meet him, I'd be very grateful, ma'am. After a moment's thought, Madame Chiarelli nodded gently. He should be in the Imperial capital right now, but his whereabouts are unpredictable, and he often disappears for days. I'll try to help you get in touch with him. Xiao bowed his head and said, Truly beautiful lady, without your help, I honestly don't know how to thank you. I can only offer you a kiss as my sincerest thanks. Madame Chiarelli let out a small laugh, her eyes shining with pleasure. From now on, don't call me Madame anymore, and you, call me Sophia. Xiao understood what she meant and nodded with a smile. All right, beautiful Sophia. Quick system update, Dean. Due to your extraordinary charm, Madame Chiarelli's favorability towards you has increased by over 20. Dean, congratulations to the player Xiao for gaining first-class citizen status in the Long Empire. The reputation rankings are now open, and players from Xiao can check their ranks by viewing the leaderboard. Dean, congrats to player Xiao for successfully acquiring real estate, which has unlocked the housing system in the Xiao region. The daily playtime limit for all Xiao players has increased by 1 hour. The toad's mouth twisted into a scornful smirk. Look at you, a sycophant, yet you end up selling yourself. Xiao chuckled lightly and replied coolly, I like it when you can't stand me, but there's nothing you can do about it. Meanwhile, the system rang again with a new notification. Congratulations, Xiao. You've successfully reached level 11, and your beast companion Xiao Wei also surpassed level 11. The system then issued a global announcement praising player Yi Xiao from the Great Xia Kingdom for achieving first-class citizen status in the Long Empire and successfully acquiring real estate, marking a new era in the game's progress. Players are curious about the first-class citizenship and real estate systems, and everyone agrees that the game's realism is amazing. Some players have started complaining. First-class citizens? What the hell is that? What kind of citizens are we? Third class? Damn it. I could handle this in real life. But why is this happening in the game? Like the planners got stuck at the gate. Stop cursing. Stop cursing. What exactly is the planner's background? And he doesn't even know the game's background. Sohon, who was fighting monsters, saw the global announcement and widened his eyes in surprise, saying, Oh my god. That person called Knight Xiao has actually reached level 11 and become a first-class citizen of a long empire. Incredible, right? Yinjing ran over, looked at the announcement with a shrug, then said, kinda helpless, It's really impressive. It's rare to see someone that strong. But the name's a little weird. Right after, she flopped down and sighed. Too bad we don't have a master like that to guide us. We'd probably all be level 4 or 5 by now. She kept complaining. It's not like now when we have to work so hard just to beat a slime. As soon as she finished, the others glared at her angrily and started yelling. So basically, you're saying you don't like your teammates? You don't do anything but watch us fight with your arms crossed, and yet you haven't dropped a level. Aren't you satisfied? If you don't want to play with us, just say it. Don't be so weird. Jo Hong saw this and quickly rushed to apologize. Everyone misunderstood. My friend didn't mean that, I'm very sorry. But Chen Jin stormed off angrily. She shrugged coldly and said, "Go away. Who needs you?" She looked completely unconcerned, obviously pissed off. Chen Jin ran, grabbed Jo Hong's hand without mercy, pulled him along, and turned away, ignoring those people entirely. The others in the group angrily cursed behind her back. She really thinks she's a princess just because she's kinda pretty, looking down on us like that. We really rub her the wrong way, huh? After they left the group, Su Hong frowned and complained. Great. Now how are we supposed to level up? It's just us left. Shin Jinran was still confused about what she did wrong and snapped back angrily. How dare you say you level up with me? Everyone was cursing me a minute ago, and you're not helping at all. Do you have feelings for me? Yu Hong saw what was happening and immediately tried to calm her down. All right, I messed up. By the way, don't be mad. Didn't I ask you to reach out to Xiao so we can play Judgment Day together? Have you contacted him yet? Yin Jinran shrugged and replied with annoyance. Why should I make the first move? He's always the one who finds me first. Su Hong pleaded helplessly. Okay, you're proud and powerful. I get it, but this time, please do me a favor and contact Xiao first. Please, I beg you. Let him level us up together. Shin Jinran ran over, shot him a cold look, and said arrogantly, Since you're begging so much, I'll do it begrudgingly. It's late now. I'll message you after I log off. Su Hong immediately showed gratitude and hurriedly thanked her. Thank you so much. I don't even know how to thank you. I'm looking forward to good news. They agreed to meet the next day and Shin Jinran logged off. She thought to herself, even though Ye Xiao's way of using money to bribe people seemed a bit tacky. After all, it wasn't entirely his fault, and she probably owed him a chance. So she grabbed her phone and decided to contact Ye Xiao. On her own initiative, she sent a teasing message to Ye Xiao. Ye Xiao, I'm playing this game called Tomorrow. Hurry up and buy the gear so you can level up So Hong and me together. If you manage to get me ranked this time, I might consider being your girlfriend. How about it? Feeling moved? Ha ha ha. After sending the message, Shin Jinran logged off. She muttered, Luckily I'm generous. I'll forgive you this once. Shin Jin ran off but kept checking her phone, nervous because Ji Sao hadn't replied. Thank you, she whispered. After a while, she checked again and was shocked. Ye Xiao had deleted her. Anger surged. Clenching her teeth, she shouted, Ye Xiao, from today on, I'm done with you. If you have guts, don't come begging later. Even if you kneel, I won't forgive you. I'm done with you. Her words were filled with determination and anger. If you really have guts, don't come begging like a dog in the future. Even if you kneel, I will never forgive you. Never. Meanwhile, Ye Xiao stood in the eastern city district of the main Windmill City game, gazing at the bustling streets ahead. Secretly, he thought the western city district would soon be just as lively, maybe even more exciting. He stepped into an appraisal shop. A sign hung on the door, and the place smelled strongly of leather and metal. The clerk saw Ye Xiao enter and said indifferently, Our shop specializes in appraising silver-level gear and above. If you want to appraise bronze-level gear, it's best to go outside the city. He then pulled a pendant from his chest and calmly asked, This is a dark gold class item, correct? Can you authenticate it? The accessory, called the Dark Knight's Pendant, spun gently in the clerk's hands as he carefully examined it. A flicker of shock crossed his eyes. It truly is a dark gold class item, he said instantly. The clerk's attitude shifted to respectful and attentive. He smiled and said, Boss, don't worry. If you trust our shop with a dark gold level item, the owner will personally handle it and guarantee success. Ji Sao's expression didn't change as he urged him to stop the nonsense. What's the success rate? The clerk smiled flatteringly. His tone was full of respect. Don't worry, I'm a gold level appraiser with excellent skills, and the success rate is over 80, however. The appraisal fee for each piece of dark gold level gear is 100 gold coins. Xiao didn't hesitate for a second. He pulled a bag of gold coins from his backpack, tossed it carelessly on the table, and said calmly, "No problem. I'll start with what I want. By the way, I still have a few pieces of dark gold gear on me. Let's appraise them together." The clerk's eyes flashed with surprise when he saw the bag of gold coins. Then he looked at the pile of gear Xiao laid out and couldn't help but twitch his mouth slightly. Wow. Isn't this the personal visit of the god of wealth? Xiao frowned and urged him, "Hurry up and appraise it. I'm in a rush." After some busy appraisal, the clerk picked up the knight's pendant and read the stats quietly. Level 10 knight pendant. Spirit plus 40, strength 40, dark attribute damage reduced by 20%. His tone was full of awe. Holding the appraisal result in his hands, the clerk was filled with admiration. These stats are simply incredible. This gear that is just way too powerful. But Xiao didn't react much. He said coolly, "Not bad, let's keep checking out the others." After leaving the appraisal shop, Sapo smiled and gave Xiao a once-over. "Even though your stats have improved a lot, your strength should be able to hold its own now. So, where to next?" Xiao thought for a moment, a spark in his eyes. "Sophia hasn't updated me yet, so let's head to the Grey Mist Valley to level up first." "Let's go." A few minutes later, Yekisu and Toad arrived at Misty Valley. The scene before them was bleak. The sky was filled with grey fog, and a few birds flew by, their cries echoing over the ground. Rocks jutted up everywhere, some shaped like monster fangs, giving off a grim vibe. The Toad looked around hesitantly and whispered, "I thought you said this was a level 20 monster zone." Jiza spoke firmly, "Yes, this is definitely the place." Suddenly, Xiao's eyes lit up as a group of level 21 grey hyenas appeared. Their dull fur radiated a fierce hostility that made everyone uneasy. Xiao frowned. "Why so many of these monsters? It's kinda gross, to be honest." Without hesitation, Xiao ordered Xiao Wei to take off and fight. "Go deal with them!" Xiao Wei spread his wings, soared into the air, opened his mouth, and spat a blazing flame. The grey hyenas in front of him were instantly engulfed in fire. Then, the system showed a message. "Grey hyenas successfully killed. Experience plus 240 plus 235. Xiao found a relatively hidden spot, sat quietly, took a sip of tea, and said calmly, "The monsters here are relatively high level. They'll come to us automatically, so we'll stay put." The Toad raised an eyebrow, showing a hint of slimy disdain. "You really know how to have fun." Xiao let out a slight chuckle. Squinting, he stared into the distance. Of course, back then he took beatings and fought to survive every day. These days were a real pleasure. 2 hours later, the system pinged again. "Congrats to player Xiao for reaching level 12. Your beast Grey has also leveled up to 12. Xiao looked around and, seeing grey hyena corpses scattered everywhere, couldn't help but think quietly, "At this rate, I'll hit level 20 in just a few days." At that moment, he spotted a shining scroll next to a grey hyena's body. Curious, Xiao picked it up and examined it closely. It was an elemental scroll, Fireball Technique. The Toad glanced at the scroll in Xiao's hand and burst out laughing. "Ha ha ha, Xiao, you're a beast tamer learning fire magic. Isn't that ridiculous?" Xiao rolled his eyes and laughed. "You don't know a thing. It's better to have many skills than none at all. You just need to learn first." After saying that, he stopped talking nonsense and firmly crushed the scroll. With a surge of magical energy, the system announced, "Congratulations! You have successfully mastered the Fireball Technique." The Fireball Technique condenses a ball of fire with magical power, dealing damage equal to 150% of the caster's mental power to the target. At that moment, a grey hyena was rushing toward him. Xiao saw it and decided to test his newly learned Fireball Technique. He immediately unleashed it at the hyena. The Fireball skill hit instantly, flames striking the grey hyena with precision. The system announced, "Fireball skill attack. Damage minus 31. Xiao stared, shocked. "Seriously? This damage is pitiful." The Toad laughed loudly, mocking, Your damage is even worse than Gray's fart. Xiao sighed, opened the system panel, and saw his playtime was 12:49 minutes. He checked the time and said thoughtfully, "It's getting late. Time to log off in 2 hours. Day 3 of Doom will begin." In other words, the public beta is about to start. A deep light shone in his eyes. At that moment, all players over 16 in the Great CIA will be forcibly dragged into this dangerous game. The world is about to experience drastic changes. Suddenly, the real-world sky darkened with heavy clouds while lightning and thunder roared. The atmosphere grew extremely oppressive and eerie. A game panel suddenly appeared before everyone with the words, "Doom, enter the game" were written on it. When this message popped up, chaos erupted, and people started arguing. Enter the game? What the hell? Is this a midnight prank? Doesn't seem like it. Then, inexplicably, groups of people were pulled into the game. Some were soaking in bathhouses, others grabbing late-night snacks. Totally lost about what was happening. I was taking a bath, and before I knew it, I was playing the game eating a kebab. Where's everyone? Did I just time travel? Haha, looks like I'm chosen. Lao, didn't you go to the square to dance? Why are you here too? Jinran's confused, forced in like me. What's going on? How did I end up here? Sohon frowned. This is weird. I was just having a late-night snack with Wang and the others. Sohon looked to Jinran, his voice urgent. How did we get pulled into the game? Looks like we're not the only ones forced to join. Seems like this endgame is really a chance to change the world. By the way, Jinran, I need you to reach out to Xiao to help us level up. When Jin heard about Xiao, she instantly got furious. To hell with him. Even if he begged me with tears, I'd never talk to him again. She planned to contact the great god Xiao in the game to help us level up. Sohong's eyes lit up with surprise. You know the great god Xiao? Xiao, who is ranked number 1. Yin Yinran smiled confidently, with a hint of smugness in her eyes. I don't know him yet, but with my looks, no man could resist me. At that moment, the game announced something new. Everyone in the Great Empire who's turned 16, no matter their gender or age, must log in. The game's logout screen vanished completely, and players realized they couldn't log out on their own. The system explained that a player's location is linked to their real-world position. The closer you are to your real-world location, the closer your spawn point will be. Each newbie village corresponds to a region. The system added that if a player dies in the game, they can't return to the real world. In Newbie Village 001, a group of players started arguing nervously since they were forced to enter the game. What will happen to the world? What about Knights? Isn't he the top-ranked player? Can he leave the game? Yeah, he leveled up super fast during the closed beta. He must know something. We have to find him in the Newbie Village. 001, a man reported. So far, we still haven't found any way to log out of the game. We might be trapped in it forever. The player known as unmovable as a mountain asked quietly, Things have really gotten this bad. What's going on with Xiao? Any news from the number 1 player? His subordinate replied, We can't reach him. He's already level 12 and no longer in the Newbie Village. No one can log out right now. Calmly. Unmovable as a mountain asked again, What about Juan? He can't log out either, the subordinate added. He's only level 4 and has been grinding gear, but the difficulty level here is insane. Many players are just level 2. At that moment, unmovable as a mountain raised an eyebrow and his expression turned cold. There really are such players in Jiangsu, and Xiao isn't ordinary. Send out orders and do everything to find Xiao's whereabouts immediately. Just then, Xiao suddenly received a message from Lady Kirali asking him to come to the Duke's mansion. Progress had been made in the investigation. Xiao wasn't expecting news about the real beast tamer so soon, and joy welled up in his heart. The speed was incredible. Not long after, the figure of Li Xiao appeared at Lady Charlie's mansion. Seeing her, Lady Charlie smiled warmly and whispered, Finally, you're here. I've missed you so much. Li Xiao couldn't help but feel her heart race at that tempting smile. This was too seductive. Who could resist it? He shyly murmured, Yeah, I'm here. He quickly changed the subject, asking if there was any news about the real beast Tamer. Charlie gave a faint smile and replied, "Don't rush. Uncle Ster is traveling and doesn't have time." However, Li Xiao thought he was going to be disappointed again, but Lady Charlie went on. "Uncle Ster sent a message through me about unlocking a hidden profession. It's not that hard. In fact, it's right here in Gwynleaf City." Li Xiao was thrilled. "What in Gwynleaf City?" he thought. "I figured I'd have to travel far. Turns out the treasure's just around the corner." Lady Charlie added, "But it might be a bit challenging. According to Uncle Ster, beyond the Windleaf in Dragon's Crest, there's a powerful dragon guarding its lair, and beneath the lair is a labyrinth." Li Xiao lit up. "You mean the dungeon labyrinth?" Lady Charlie was surprised. She didn't expect him to know the labyrinth's name. Li Xiao chuckled quickly. "I found out by chance. Of course, I knew that dungeon well from my past life. I'd been through it countless times." Li Xiao, a bit puzzled, said, "I heard there's only an 80-level mutated boss. How did it turn into a dragon?" Lady Charlie replied firmly, "There really is a dragon guarding it." That confused Li Xiao even more. Wasn't it a mutated boss in the past? Did it really become a dragon? He decided not to dwell on it and tried to leave. At that moment, Lady Charlie stopped him and asked, "Are you seriously going alone? It's an 80-level zone. Even the city's elites risked their lives there." Just then, the system alert sounded. Ding dong. System notification. Ster sent a message. Please go to the unknown print and retrieve something inside. Li Xiao stayed calm, wearing a confident smile. "Don't worry, dear Sophia. I've got it all under control." And with a smile he added, "As long as there's money, even a dragon can fall. And when it comes to dragon slaying, my big sister Tao is the best in the game." With that, he pulled out a mysterious token, glowing with ancient runes, ready to summon her. Lady Charlie's eyes went wide as she saw it. "Wait, is that a Supreme Hall symbol? Li Xiao, you're only level 12. How did you get this?" Moments later, a sultry figure emerged from a swirl of light. With playful charm. "Oh ho, who's calling your charming big sister? It's my cute little Li Xiao missing me already." Li Xiao chuckled. "Tao Jia, I've got a big score for you. Big money, big thrill. Hearing business." Tao hesitated, shivering. "Another job? A dragon? No way." Li Xiao shrugged. "You really see right through me, Tao Jia." "Yeah, it's a dragon, Tao Xiang. You saw it instantly." "Another dragon? Do you have a death wish? Last time we stole a dragon egg, I almost broke my back. No way. I'm out." As she turned to leave, Li Xiao said, "Same deal as last time, 200 million credits on completion." Tao paused, determination fading. "I'm not saying no, but my back isn't ready yet. Maybe in about a month, if you're not in a hurry." Li Xiao grinned slyly. "Well, what if I told you I know where the sacred spirit spring is?" Tao Jiangnai was completely stunned. Li Xiao really knew its location. Her voice trembled with excitement. "You're not joking, right? If you really know where it is, then no matter the risk, Big Sis will come with you." Li Xiao clapped decisively. "Great. Then let's head out right now." His sheer confidence left her stunned for a moment. While he followed her briskly, she kept pressing. Hey, seriously, where is it? Tell Big Sis." Li Xiao answered calmly. "The Lost Land. More precisely." "What's the exact coordinate?" she urged behind them. Lady Charlie watched the pair vanish into the distance, her expression mixed with awe. "This Li Xiao's getting more unpredictable by the day," she murmured. "Maybe one day he'll actually become a god-level powerhouse." At the same time, Li Xiao's favorability with Sophie went up by 10. Meanwhile, outside the newbie village, a player lay pale and motionless in the grass. Someone whispered. Wan Chong was killed by goblins twice after his last respawn. His organs failed. Panic gripped the nearby players. Does this game actually kill people? I want out. I want to go home. Stop screaming. Everyone wants out. But nobody knows how. I heard someone hit level 12 already. Maybe we can find him and ask. Soon, Li Xiao's team reached the Dragon Ridge Mountains. Sapo looked around, clicking his tongue. Dude, this place is incredible. Doesn't seem like there's a dragon hidden here. Tao Shanga squinted, replying coldly. The prettier the scenery, the deadlier the trap. Plus our target is the labyrinth. If we can, let's skip the mobs. Li Xiao nodded. She's right. The monsters here are level 80. Without Taujias or Avath, we'd have been hunted to death by now. In the distance, a massive shadow glided across the sky. It was a dragon. Its wings sliced through clouds like blades, scales shining in the sunlight. Sion's expression darkened. Dude, are you sure you know where this maze entrance is? That thing's a level 5 dragon. I'm not signing up to be BBQ. Li Xiao's gaze stayed steady. Relax, we won't get spotted. The labyrinth's entrance is right under that steep cliff at the mountain's edge. Soon they reached a hidden stone cave. At its mouth, a glowing teleportation array was etched into ancient rock. With a shiver down her spine, Tao stepped forward, inspecting it cautiously. It's some next-level arcane design, but weird. There's no lingering mana trace. I don't think it'll activate. Without a word, Li Xiao pulled out a dagger and calmly sliced through his palm. He pressed his bleeding hand against the formation's core. Instantly, the pattern lit up with an eerie blue glow, humming low like a whisper from another realm. The stone door creaked open. Tao's eyes widened in shock. Amazed. Who exactly are you? That matrix responded to you like it recognized you. Suddenly, a system alert echoed. You have entered a high-risk zone. This labyrinth has only one exit and is currently swarming with unidentified aberrant creatures. Proceed with extreme caution. Then, the countdown began. 180 minutes remaining. Ye Xiao chuckled to himself. 3 hours. In my past life, the time limit was 3 days. As expected, things are a bit different now. Now it's shortened. Seeing the thoughtful look on your face, Momoka Nahi warned him. Ye Xiao, I have to tell you, this mission is even scarier than facing a level 5 dragon. Are you sure you can get those items? Ye Xiao chuckled lightly and said, Sister Tao, you're a god-level sorceress. Don't tell me you're scared. Momoka Nahi didn't expect this brat to underestimate her and slapped her thigh angrily. Scared? Are you kidding me? I'm a powerful divine-level elder of the Supreme Hall, one of the best sorceresses. How could I be afraid of some tiny, creepy labyrinth? Ji Xiao smiled and said, Sounds fair. Then let's get moving. By the way, Sister Tao, do you know stealth magic? Momo's expression darkened. What kind of question is that? Are you insulting me? Stealth magic is such a low-level spell. I looked down on it even as an apprentice. Ji Xiao quickly tried to calm her down. Please don't get mad, Sister Tao. I only meant a spell that hides our presence. There's an aura that would work well. Momoka Nahi let out a cold snort and snapped her fingers. In an instant, both vanished into thin air. Their presence silently gone too. That's why Ye Xiao was stunned. As expected from a flawless god-level player. Then Ye Xiao explained. There are 5 strange monsters in the labyrinth. 3 level 60 crawling creatures. A level 60 elite boss. And a level 80 creepy monster. We've got to be careful hearing this. Momoka Nahi couldn't help but say, You really know a lot. Are you some kind of prophet? Ye Xiao smiled. You could say that. That got Momok even more curious. Creepy stuff. What else? She asked. Ye Xiao whispered. When we reach the checkpoint, we must be stealthy. Don't disturb the monsters. Watch my steps closely. Momoka Nahi ruffled his hair impatiently. Seriously? You trying to teach me this? Do you even know your level compared to mine? I've cleared more labyrinths than you've been through. Before he could answer, Ye Xiao had already darted forward like a shadow, leaving just a blur behind. Did you catch my footwork in the blink of an eye? Li Xiao lunged alongside the lurking monster. His body slipped through the shadows like a ghost, narrowly dodging a deadly hit. Shanga stood there stunned. What the hell? You brushed past a level 60 elite, and it didn't even notice the master. Now you're the master. Damn, your whole family's masters. Despite his dramatic reaction, he followed smoothly, sliding in without setting off any alarms. As they regrouped, the tension spiked. The next battle could start any second. Li Xiao squinted. It's here, just like I thought. But this isn't like the one in my past life. Standing before us was the final sentinel of the labyrinths, the Shadow Spectre beast. Its aura was chilling cold, like it sucked the warmth out of the air. Li Xiao tried to check its stats, but all he got was undetectable. He turned to Tao and asked, "Can you see its level power clearly?" "Level 100, a berserker, a brutal boss." "Powerful?" "Sure. But nothing I can't handle." Li Xiao's eyes lit up with excitement. "Perfect. I'm going for the hidden class scroll. Here I go, Tao Jia. Once I move, hit fast." Tao flashed a playful grin. "Don't worry, I'll boost your defense to max. Nothing will touch you." Even while running, Li Xiao shouted, "Watch out! One wrong move and that beast's on us." The toad muttered, "You should worry about yourself first." Finally, Li Xiao stood before the ornate chest. His eyes gleamed with anticipation. The hidden class scroll was finally within reach. But the moment he opened the treasure chest, his face fell. The contents were nothing like what he remembered from his past life. Suddenly, the Shadow Spectre beast locked sharp eyes on him, like a predator stalking its prey. It lunged at him without warning, but before it could strike, Tao Xiangnai snapped her fingers and unleashed a frost shock, freezing the beast mid-charge. "What are you waiting for? Run!" she shouted, her voice echoing through the dim labyrinth. Seconds later, the ice shattered as the beast roared, breaking free and charging again. Li Xiao dashed off, screaming at the top of his lungs, "Taojia, help me!" Without hesitation, Tao summoned a matrix of 5 thunderbolts, lightning crackling and tearing through the air. The Shadow Spectre beast convulsed violently, paralyzed by the electric storm. Seizing the moment, Li Xiao pulled out his loot menu. An old sheepskin scroll and a blazing sky. Drop grade, cooldown, reset, stone, the gaping toad next to it. Man, dude, you're insanely lucky. Li Xiao was just as stunned. Drop grade, cooldown, reset. That means the cooldown on my Ruthless chapter drops to only 3 days. That's crazy. Tao Xiangnai glanced sideways at the stunned beast and asked, "So what now? Should we take it out or let it live?" "Attack now!" Li Xiao roared. Tao. Jia sped up full throttle. Dust exploded everywhere. "Tao." Xiangnai cracked his knuckles with a sly grin. "You asked for it. Time for a massacre." He unleashed a booming spell of 5 thunderclaps, lightning ripping across the battlefield like a storm. The Shadow Spectre's beastly eyes turned crimson, letting out a chilling scream that echoed through the entire dungeon. Li Xiao squinted. "What's with those howls? Is it losing its mind?" The toad replied, "Maybe it's calling back, like it's answering your question." Suddenly, a massive dragon claw smashed through the ceiling. An adult dragon had arrived. Li Xiao's jaw dropped. No way he summoned a dragon. The dragon roared, spewing a wave of blazing fire. The team scattered, dodging the inferno. "This doesn't make any sense," Li Xiao yelled. "Since when can a dungeon boss call a dragon? Are they roommates? Or is that the toad snorting? Ask him yourself. Maybe the specter beast and dragon share a mailbox." Tao gritted her teeth. "This is bad. It's in a frenzy. My slowing spells won't work." "Run!" shouted the toad. "Move, kid! It is coming for you!" Li Xiao squinted, mocking. "Go ahead, run. It's crazy enough to risk its life." "Fine, I'll pay the debt." "Thanks, Kaoxian," I gasped. "Level 100 monster. I'm only 12. Are you nuts? Kao will keep us calm with a cooling stone and wild scripture. Time to test our firepower." He unleashed wild scripture with a fierce roar, shouting, "Beast Spectre, perish right now!" The system registered 242 damage. Li Xiao frowned in disbelief. Only 242 damage? Was that just bad luck? Or was the toad scared stiff? He sneered and added, "If you die here, don't expect me to bury you." Suddenly, the Beast Spectre convulsed violently. Wild Execution's critical hit triggered, slamming full damage of 932. Li Xiao stared at the screen, completely shocked by the sudden turn of events. 642. The beast crashed down with a thunderous roar, and another system notification popped up. Target HP below 20%, instant death triggered. In a flash, Li Xiao's level shot up to 20 and the system continued. Level cap reached 20. Best master level also increased to 20. Li Xiao stood speechless, jaws dropped. Is this for real? A level 100 nightmare boss crushed by a level 12 newbie? Absurd. News of Yi Xiao's level up instantly exploded in the world announcement. The player base lost their minds. A first ever kill on a level 100 boss. Is this the same game? Either it's a major system bug, or Zhejiang's no ordinary player. But celebrations were cut short, dragon roars echoed, and the dungeon began collapsing. Tao Zion's voice grew urgent. The place is collapsing. Run, idiot! But Ye Xiao stood firm. Wait, I haven't grabbed the loot yet. Are you crazy? Tao Xiang, open a teleport portal. Save your own damn skin first. Ye Xiao gritted his teeth and finally gave in. Fine. I'm not dying over a few gems. He sprinted to the portal. A second later, the whole dungeon imploded behind them, crumbling into rubble and dust. The team emerged, shaken, breathless, and buzzing with adrenaline. Just when they thought they'd escaped, a massive shadow blotted out the sun, turning the sky molten red. They looked up in awe, seeing the divine flame dragon of judgment soaring above, majestic, terrifying, its scales shimmering with a fierce, holy rage. Tao Xiang froze instantly. Damn, a holy fire dragon. This is way beyond me. I'm out of here. He called out hurriedly. Good luck, everyone. Make sure to send me the location of the sacred spring, and don't forget my pay. With that, Bai Ye vanished in a flash of light, leaving the others to face the wrath alone. Back in Windleaf City, Ye Xiao wasted no time and headed straight to Lady Charila's manor. Seeing him return, Lady Charila's eyes lit up with amazement. You actually brought something out of that cursed labyrinth. Remarkable, simply remarkable. He replied with a carefree smile. Oh, just a little something. Barely even a scratch. The toad rolled his eyes. Didn't even break a sweat. You almost lost your life in there. Now that I have the scroll, Ye Xiao said. How do I unlock the hidden class? Pharaoh Lady Charila shook her head. This isn't your ordinary class change scroll. Ye Xiao looked puzzled. She explained. According to Master Stir, this scroll doesn't assign a job. It awakens your potential and guides you on your true path. Alone, with a mysterious smile, she added, Come with me. I'll take you to him. They entered a hidden chamber deep inside. A calm, enigmatic man rose as they entered. Welcome, young one. I am the person you seek. Ye Xiao bowed respectfully. Master Steer, it's an honor. I've come to undergo the hidden class awakening. He finished reading the scroll, his voice calm and reverent. Once I thought no one would walk this path again, but fate moves at its own pace. With that, he looked Ye Xiao straight in the eyes. Very well. Let me guide you through this awakening. Are you ready? Ye Xiao nodded firmly. I'm ready. Ster gave a slight smile. Excellent. The scroll will awaken your deepest essence. Follow your soul's voice. Don't resist. Don't be afraid. As his voice softened, 5 glowing crystal orbs began to float around Ye Xiao, forming a silent, shining circle. Moments later, each orb lit up, one by one, casting bright beams throughout the chamber. Ster's eyes opened wide in disbelief. Impossible. The 5 orbs glowed. Ye Xiao had reached the legendary Supreme Awakening. Esther, filled with awe, explained these crystals marked one's potential. When she awakened her class years ago, she lit only 3. Ye Xiao lit all 5 and caused an energy overflow. He might not be fully human. Lady Charila's eyes gleamed with admiration. Maybe he was never ordinary. System notification. Congratulations. You've completed the Beast Tamer Awakening and unlocked a unique hidden class. Dragon Whisperer. Due to an infusion of unknown power, your class level has risen beyond the standard limit. You've unlocked the hidden divine class. Beast God Sovereign. As he scrolled through the insane list of talents and stats under the Beast God Sovereign, he couldn't help but be amazed. These stats are absolutely broken. Steer was still stunned. Incredible. Thanks. Someone actually became the legendary Beast God Sovereign. That means you now wield the supreme power of the Beast Gods. Each level grants an astonishing 40 attribute points. Ye Xiao looked at the scroll in his hand, muttering about these insane attribute boosts. It's beyond imagination. And this divine Beast Tamer class even comes with a full blueprint. A growth type gear starting from epic rarity. Interesting. But the materials needed, mostly rare grade. Looks like it's time for some monster hunting. Ster felt satisfied and patted him on the shoulder. Young man, you've stepped into the realm of gods. Your potential is limitless. Your future is extraordinary. Jisao's eyes burned with determination. This life, I'll rise to the very top. But first, I have to forge the Beast God's Claw. Meanwhile, in another corner of the game world, 3 players reached the Abyss Trials entrance. The gatekeeper gave them a quick look. "Your team's decent. What trial level are you challenging?" The leader stepped forward with a calm smile. "I'll take on the Abyss level solo." The gatekeeper's expression changed. Another madman, attempting an Abyss trial alone. But the player just replied, "Challenge my creed. Not even death will break my will." Watching the player vanish into the trial hall, the guard muttered to himself, "These outsiders are truly something else." Barely 5 minutes later, the same player stumbled out, badly wounded and gasping for air. The guard glanced at the batsman and sighed. Looks like not just anyone can solo an Abyss-level trial after all. Meanwhile, Xiao had arrived at the Great Rift, a level 20 trial zone rated at Abyss difficulty. He glanced at his communicator. Some of his teammates were chatting in groups, even gossiping about him. But Xiao had no interest in revealing his identity. All he wanted was to level up quietly and get stronger. At that moment, Little Ash was locked in battle with a massive stone golem. With a swift swipe of his dragon claw, Little Ash sliced through the air, ripping off a huge chunk of HP. 364 damage dealt to the golem. The stone golem collapsed with a thunderous crash, dropping 2 weapons, the Stonebreaker, a hammer, and the Great Stone Sword, both rare gold tier. While Xiao tested the new weapons, a tremor suddenly shook the ground. From the depths of the canyon, an even larger stone golem appeared, the Abyss Watcher, a king-class boss. Xiao's expression turned serious. He ordered Chen to attack while flanking to provide cover. A fierce battle ensued. But with flawless teamwork, Xiao and Chen finally defeated the king-class boss. Unfortunately, this time, the boss dropped no gear, only a fragment of Abyss stone.